Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of the Digital Loctician podcast. I am so grateful for your presence. Happy that you are here, whether you are watching my beautiful face right now and the beautiful faces of our guests tonight on YouTube, or maybe you're enjoying our audio experience because the Digital Loctician podcast is now streaming on all major podcast platforms. All right. So if you haven't tapped in to the Digital Loctician podcast on your podcast app, make sure you subscribe, write us a review, let us know what your favorite episode has been, or hey, let us know how your lock journey is going. For those of you that may be new, my name is Jocelyn Renee, and you can think of me as your digital loctician. I strive to help you cultivate the healthiest set of locks possible. So this podcast was birthed out of that. It is a space where we can explore the good, the middle ground, and everything in between with this lock journey. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out of your way because tonight's guests are here to share with you some good stuff about hair color. So if you've been thinking about coloring your hair, maybe you've been thinking about or contemplating going silver, this is the episode for you. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and invite Kim and Ruby onto the podcast. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for being with me tonight. I appreciate it. If we could, or if I could, ask you to share your name, where you're located, and how long you've had your locks. Kim, I'll start with you.
My name's Kim. I am from New York City. I'm sure you can hear it in my accent. And I've been locked January, May, 2 years.
Nice.
Okay.
Still coming into the journey.
I'm still a newbie.
And what about you, Ruby?
Hi, my name is Ruby. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I've only been locked for 6 months.
Oh, you're all the way new.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be
Yeah.
exciting. So, for those of you that are listening, you can't see. Kim's hair is this like beautiful burnt orange red. It's like a paprika color you got going on here.
Mhm.
Only on the ends.
Yeah.
And Ruby has some beautiful silver strands out here, okay? Like all over. I mean, I'm talking it's beautiful from root to
Yeah.
ends. So I want to ask you, I'll start with you, Ruby. Have you ever colored your hair before you let it all be silver?
Yes. I think the last time that I colored my hair probably was 5 years ago. I started going gray.
Silver.
Oh, excuse me, silver.
Okay,
I
you got to
started
trade, you got to
becoming
reframe
silver.
the image. Yes.
And I was trying to fight that, getting it colored and everything. But then it was like I was going to the salon first it started out every 12 weeks, then it came every 8, then it came every 6.
Woo.
And then finally it was like every 4 3, it was like, I can't do that. It was getting too expensive and everything, whatever. So I was like, no. So I finally just went on ahead and just, went silver. Yeah.
I love that. I'm gonna come back to that one. I want to ask you, Kim, because I see that you have the paprika popping, but it's only on the ends. Was that at one time all of your locks and you
The
let it grow
whole
out?
head was the same color. It
Mhm.
was burgundy, but after you wash it out a
It
bit, and I
fades.
just kind
Yeah,
of live
yeah,
with it.
yeah.
But yeah, right now it's mostly on the ends. I'm just gonna let it ride until I like it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
Thank-
Why did you pick that color?
It's actually my favorite color, and
Mm,
Huh?
it fits my complexion. I like the color for me, so it's all about just being true to me. So that's it. And I'm kind of
yeah.
punk in my style, so it fits that.
Yeah.
Did you try any other colors before that?
No, I won't.
Wow, you went straight there.
Yeah, I've had this color when I was a loose natural. This was a color that
Okay.
I had, so it's just it works with my style, my day to day style, and this is just what I go to. It's my go to
Yeah.
color.
It's a vibe. I see it. I can see it on the walls and
Yeah.
everything. It's there.
Yes.
I can see that too.
So I want to ask you, Ruby, though. because you were coloring back to back. Like I know that struggle. Like I have,
Yeah.
and I call it a struggle because it's that like your hair is growing at the roots and it's
Mhm.
coming in the silver color, but you want it to
Yeah.
be the color that you're coloring it. So you're constantly fighting and struggling with your natural color.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you decided to embrace it, what was that transition like?
So basically what I did, I cut it off until probably about a half an inch,
Oh wow.
and then just started from that. Started from that and just basically just stopped coloring it. And I just was like, I just don't want to do it no more. So I just started cut it all off and went from there.
I see we have no issues with just chop it off, let it be free.
No. And it was good that during that time that's when, everybody was doing the silver. So,
Mm.
so it
Everyone had
helped with
silver
that
locks,
too.
silver faux locks,
Yeah.
and everything everywhere.
Yeah.
I love that. So I do want to get into your journey. So Kim, you said you've had your locks for 2 years. What
Mhm.
brought you to the lock journey?
I was a loose natural for years, and it was a bit of, I didn't want to, you know, deal with the loose natural anymore, to be perfectly honest. But then it was also, I have a family history of, West Indian culture, so it was kind of just part of my roots too. So I just felt like, let me get with that. Let me, honor my ancestors, honor my roots, and be free with my locks. Just
So it was almost a anticipated evolution
yeah,
of your hair.
it was gonna happen. Yeah, it was kind of, I did a lot of research before starting my locks. I kind of found you. That's how I found you. I was learning about locks and found your um you have a web page. It was
Yeah,
before I
my
found that.
blog. Yeah.
Yeah, your blog. That's how I
Yeah.
found it. I started just deep diving into it 2 years ago, and I said, okay, I'm ready. I know everything I can, and here I am.
Oh, I love that. That makes me so much. That makes me so happy. Um, and I'm glad to hear that you researched before you
Yeah,
dived into it, even though it was part of your culture and heritage. You're like, hey, let me learn some things.
yeah.
What was something that you learned that you learned, but you had to unlearn something first?
The myths behind locks,
Mm,
right? Even people who are locked, I talk to a lot of people that I know who are locked, and they were like, you can't wash your hair when you're locked. You've got to use beeswax in your hair. All these things that now I'm like,
lies.
oh no, no. So it was all of that I had to unlearn and just, learn the truth about what you should and shouldn't put in your hair, what locks are, what they aren't.
Those are important things to unlearn.
Mhm.
Um, Ruby, how about you? Like, what brought you to the lock journey?
I can say it was kind of like what Kim is saying. I have been natural lock for 23 years now. And so, at the beginning it was fun, with all the
Yeah.
different styles, because, I was
Yeah.
younger and everything. So with all the different styles, it was nice. And then I went through the phase I found out that they actually made the hair where you can put the box braid in with the silver. And then I had a while with that. It was a game changer when I found out about that.
Yeah.
So then finally I was like, I'm just there now. I've been trying to go now. I mean, get my hair locked for it's about 4 years. I reached out to you 4 years ago. This was just before I think the pandemic, because my
It shut
sister
down.
stayed in Upper Marble,
Oh wow, it's like down
Maryland.
the street.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I think I was about to make an appointment and everything, because I used to reach out to you a couple of times on the email, and I made up, trying to make an appointment. That's when the pandemic hit and everything.
Yeah.
So, and then
Shut
I
it
think after
down.
the pandemic, yeah, you was like not doing a lot. So probably about a year ago, and then I was like, you know what? I'm getting older and I need to start this and everything. It's something that I want to do. And so finally, doing a lot of research with, from explaining what you should look for in a loctician and stuff like that right there. I finally found someone here to do it. So I just went ahead and bit the bullet and got it done.
So have you been with a loctician ever since, or have you taken over?
Ever
Are you
since.
now doing it yourself?
No,
Okay, so you're like,
you
I'm not
know,
doing it. You're not doing it yourself.
I tried one time, and I think I actually washed my hair. Luckily, I had an appointment that same week. All of a sudden it just got so puffy at the ends. I was like, ooh, I didn't know what I did. So, so I don't mess with it no more now.
Because at one time, it's okay. That's what's
Yeah,
supposed to happen. Supposed to just kind of fill out a little bit. You
yeah,
didn't do nothing wrong.
yeah.
What did your loctician say when you went back after you had
She
just
told
washed it?
me, she told me that it was fine. I said, I thought I messed something up, and she said, no, you didn't mess anything up. She said, we prefer for you, to come to us, let us wash it, but you didn't do anything wrong. So I was happy about that.
Well, yeah, you didn't break them. They're not broken.
Yeah.
So, Kim, do you self-maintain and color
Now
or
I
go to
do.
loctician?
I
You
used to.
all you?
I started my locks with the loctician, and I went for maybe the first 6 months, but I've been maintaining my own. I can't see the back. I have an 18-year-old daughter who she parts the back for me, and
How
I
do you have
just
an 18-year-old daughter? Where?
yes, she's right here. She's here. She's here watching the whole thing.
What? Would never have guessed that. Okay,
Thank you.
amazing.
But yeah, so she'll help me out, like make sure the parts are right in the back, and I just maintain my own hair. That was part of the goal
Nice.
too, to make sure I can do my own.
Yeah,
Nice.
really have that freedom. And do
Yeah,
you color your hair as well?
I rinse it. I won't. I started to color it, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted to. So I now will go to a colorist to color my hair. I'm not there. I'm not that good now.
Yeah.
When you got it colored that first time, was it you or was it the colorist?
It was me, and it was red.
What'd you do? Talk
It
to us
was
about
red,
what you
but
did.
it
Okay.
was giving Ronald McDonald versus this. So I said, never again
Oh,
will I do that to myself. So she fixed it, and I maintained it otherwise.
So I just want to understand.
Uh huh.
Before you got your locks, you did a ton of research.
Yes,
And then when you wanted to color your hair, was it just I want this color, let me grab it, or you like looked into this color? What was the thought when you
I
were
do.
going to color?
I'm just like that. I do research over everything. Like
Yeah.
so, it was just how I blended the color. I didn't blend it dark
Mm,
enough.
okay.
So it looks different when you
Put it
mix it
on.
up
Yeah.
versus when you mix it and when you put it on your hair and rinse it
Yeah.
out. It was
Yes.
everyone loved it. It just wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
So no one hated it except for this one. My kid, she's like, Mom, this is not
You
what you
can't
want.
do it.
We
I'm
can't
not
do
going to
this.
go out with you.
No, we can't do this. This is not working for us. So
Oh, okay. Okay. So we're going to get back to this burgundy paprika color. Ruby, your hair is silver. What does it look like shopping for products for your hair? Do you ever worry if have you had experience with products coloring your hair, like staining it almost?
oh, is that question for me? Because
Yeah,
I went out.
because your hair
I'm
is silver.
sorry.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like almost I want to say white, right? It just takes
Yeah.
on things. So do you have to you struggle with that at all?
No, I used to just use the purple shampoo.
Okay.
Right now, I don't. The only thing that I use right now is the Crown Elements. So far, I don't
I
use.
love that.
So other than that, I don't really put anything in there. That's it for
Okay.
now. I'm still,
Do you
learning a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, right. As the hair transitions to
Yeah,
silver and
yeah,
you have locked hair, it is learning
yeah.
all over again. Um, do you notice that your silver hair like maintains a vibrancy even though you are not using purple shampoo anymore?
Yeah, it's still so far it still maintained the silver color.
Okay.
It It used to be in the beginning a lot. It used to be dull, but
Yeah.
now I use the your oil, and I just rub it in my hand and do that whatever and everything. So, but no, it's still I don't get that brassy look so far.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what a lot of people that have silver hair struggle with, the brass, the yellowing of the hair. So
Yeah,
I'm happy to hear that you've been able to combat it,
yeah,
keep that at bay. That's
yeah.
good. Um, Kim, you went burgundy 2 years ago. Was it necessary for
Well,
your hair
actually,
to be
I went a year ago.
a
I,
year
I,
ago?
I
Your
waited
locks are
till my
you waited till
locks are
your
two,
year.
2 years and some
Okay.
change, but I waited till I was locked a year before I. You said something about that too. See, I was listening.
I love that. I love that.
So I didn't lock my hair until after the first year.
You didn't color it till after first
I
year
mean,
because
yeah, sorry, I didn't color it till
you
after the
were
first.
waiting for your hair to be fully budded so that it
Yes.
could help withstand the color. I love that. When you did it, was bleach required?
Yeah, it was. I didn't want it.
You knew
We
we were
was
going to get
laughing.
there.
Yeah, it was. Which is why I procrastinated on um coloring it again because I just love my locks and I don't want to hurt my babies. So
Yeah. Did you feel like when you did it the first time that it did hurt them, or do you notice like a compromise
um
over the past year with your
so
locks?
I have a I was raised by a grandma who was big on hair, so I
Hmm.
know how to take care of my hair. So
Yeah.
I'm lucky there, right?
Yeah.
So I usually bleach. I do my daughter's bleach or my and mine. Hers is blonde. So I had like maybe two locks that thinned, honestly,
Yeah.
but that's also because I wasn't keeping up on maintenance like I should have been. Like
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. But no, I did like a whole Olaplex and made sure I just
Oh, you got all the things.
yeah.
Okay. So the ones that were thinning though, was that towards the root, towards the end, the
It
middle,
was toward the root. So they were
towards the root?
combined. So
Okay.
actually I
Oh
have
wow.
4 lumps technically that I had to combine,
Okay.
but that's it so far.
That's not bad.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm sure you're in the digital text club. Talk to me offline about the necessity of bleach. I can help you out there, okay? Because you're going burgundy. And so the color that you see right now, like I said, is paprika. Would you
Mhm.
say your color that you had before was deeper than that or brighter than that?
Before they darkened it for me.
Before it faded. No, just before it started fading. What was it?
It's not much different. I mean, I
Yeah.
just washed it today because I work out too, so I
Yeah.
had to wash. But it's darker. Okay, sorry, it's darker.
Thanks, daughter. Daughter says it's darker. Okay. But yeah, so with the bleaching, right? It's gonna take away all of the color melanin in your hair to
Mhm.
try to get it to Ruby's hair, right? Have the like translucent white. So whatever you rinse it with or stain it with is bright and vibrant. Like that's the thing with bleach, but it does that in a very, very harsh way. So harsh. This Kim, this is not really for you. This is for people that's listening, watching, talking about they trying to color their hair. It's let them know, Kim. So what does it look like to care for your hair?
Because I have the color, it's a
Because you have
lot
the
more.
color.
It's a lot more. And because the part of it is bleached, so
Mm-hmm.
I use a few products that I use your pure scalp. I use your
Yeah.
clarifying shampoo. I use your moisturizing shampoo. Um, and I mix and match I make my own oils. Um,
Mm-hmm.
your teas. So it's a lot more maintenance. It's a lot
Yeah.
of love. I wash my hair every 2 weeks, and it's like being a loose natural. It's an all day process. And if I'm tired and I don't start twisting early, it's a 2 day process. I'm
Ooh.
sorry because I
Ooh.
have a lot. Like they're thin, so it's a lot of work. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's worth it for me.
Yeah.
If they're healthy, there's no thinning. I'm good.
Yeah.
So
But
you have to
you
do
all
that
hear
for.
that.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
care. It's care. It's work.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ruby. What was your question?
So for Kim, so you have to do it every 2 weeks now because of the
No, no,
color.
no. I wash my hair every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. I'm
And then
sorry.
in between, like I said, I work out, so I'll use
Okay.
She has the pure scalp. I'm sure if you're a fan of, so I use that in
Mm-hmm.
between with the microfiber
Yeah,
towel just to get
I
in the
got you.
scalp and oil it and moisturize it. So,
And just
Oh,
kind of
but
let
no,
it
okay.
be
I don't
free.
retwist my hair every
Yeah.
2 weeks. I retwist my hair about
Okay.
every 5 to 6.
Ruby,
Oh,
what about
okay.
you? How often are you going to the salon for your maintenance?
Every 4 weeks.
Like clockwork? You don't skip
Yeah.
those?
I have not skipped. I've not skipped since. Um, I'm waiting for that time when I can skip. My daughter have been locked. My daughter has been locked for about 23 years now.
Oh,
And I
wow.
think that she told me she only get her hair retwist like twice a year or whatever. Yeah. She just that
Wow.
type of person. She only do it twice a year. And so I'm waiting for me to get to that point, you know.
Would you say that you and your daughter share a similar grain of hair? Like your texture is the same?
um Hers is a little bit more softer than mine.
Softer than yours.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I asked is because typically when your hair is fine or silver
Mhm.
hair starts to get kind of gets a mind of its own, starts creeping everywhere. They are not happy with not being
I know.
maintained.
Okay.
They're like, "Hey, wait a minute, you got to put me in my place, or you want to lock to stay on your head? I
Yeah.
don't know."
Yeah.
So every 4 weeks, are you shampooing in between, or your salon just
I do
says do
not.
there?
I did it
Nope.
that one
That one,
time that I
that was
told you
it.
about, and then ever since that I was like, mm-mm. Because I don't know what I did. It was like, um, I actually used your the tea, the
Mhm, the herbal
tea.
treatment. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did that. I actually did that and everything. And I don't know what happened. It's like it just became real dry and poofy. I was like, oh no, no. So I was like, no.
That is the poofiness. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed
Yeah,
to be like that. That's what happens when you
yeah.
wash it. You can think
Uh,
about when you're a loose natural, and what happened when
hmm.
we had our hair as soon as it got
Right.
wet
Yeah.
and
It
then it
blows.
dries.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing. So and they were younger, right? So now
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah.
you're 6 months in, they're more mature.
Yeah.
Give it another
They
go.
are. Yeah. I
So
will.
so the goal I hear for you, Ruby, is to eventually DIY, have a
Yeah.
kind of free form, semi free form type of maintenance. What do you
Yes.
feel like what type of freedom has having locks given you now?
It have given me a lot of freedom because I I had gotten to that point where it was like now that I work from home, and I was like, I just get up and just go, and everything. And then I was like, I might as well just go ahead on and stop procrastinating with the lock and get the locks. And then I could just, just really, get up and go. So it has given me a lot of freedom now.
Yeah. What were you doing to your hair before then?
I was actually usually I was actually getting box braids. I
Me
was
Mm.
too.
getting box braids, or I was two strand twisting and everything or whatever. And then it was, when you get up in age, you don't want to do those things no more. And then I was like, you know what? Just let me go ahead. Because I thought about it and I was like, if I had locked those years ago, I could be like Kim. I could be like you,
Yep.
have, the length and whatever. So I was like, let me go ahead and do it. Life is not, short and everything, whatever. So let me go ahead and start because it's something I don't want to regret because I always wanted to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Seize the moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't no better
Yeah.
time than now. Lock your hair up.
Yeah.
Kim, with your lock journey, you're 2 years in. You got color when you want. You kind of got the routine down. What type of freedom would you say your locks give you at this stage in your life?
I would say for me, it's kind of like what Ruby said. It's more of a yes, get up and go. Because all I do is moisturize, make sure my girl's good, they're moisturized, and pretty much just whatever style I want to put them in. I usually don't style this as much as I do to them, but I'd say it's liberating for me completely. Just
Yes.
embrace the frizz, embrace the messy hair days, and love
Yeah.
me. It taught me to do that. So
Yeah.
Oh, I love that lesson. And I have to ask because y'all you both have some type of color, right? Something that is not, I guess, the norm. Ruby, have you what has been your experience with people's reaction to you having silver hair and having locks?
A lot of people love it. A lot of people love it. A lot of people, was loving it before I locked it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think that it's during that time where silver is the color. So, I, I was impressed by it, but a lot of people do love it.
Yeah. I'm happy to
Yeah.
hear you're getting a positive reaction to it
Yeah.
because so many times people don't want to embrace silver because they're worried about what other people are going to
Yeah, I know.
say. And it's just like, it's all love.
I know. It does sometimes make you now it is sometimes I look in the mirror and I be like, ooh, it's a because it's getting wider and wider. And I was like, sometimes be like, ooh, this is a lot of white here.
See, that's why we are trying to reframe it to silver because it's
Yeah.
just shining. It's not white, it's
Yeah.
just shining, okay?
Yeah.
It's just you're getting more shine to the hair, more
Yeah.
sparkle.
Okay.
Kim, with I'm not sure what your occupation is, but what has been your reaction, whether in the workplace or in your personal life, with your
I
hair being
work.
colored?
I work as a bit of like a social worker for a Head Start program with young kids. So the
Yeah,
kids love it,
of course.
right? But
Funky.
yeah, and
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
it's my style. So people are kind of used to me. Like I said, I'm very punk rock music and all that. So it's just normal to my coworkers. It's people do say I like that color on you. I get that in the street sometimes, like I really like that color on you, or I like your hair, or so it's just pretty normal. My family is just like, okay, this is her, whatever.
This is what you gonna do.
This is what she's gonna do. This is what she's always done. It's okay. But when I
When
locked
you're
it,
Yeah.
when I locked it, my whole family was like, yes, it looks. They loved it. They really supported me in my journey. No one said, oh my
Yeah.
God, you got to take them out. Don't do that. That was not that was not the reaction I got from people.
I love
Nice.
that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So before we end today's episode, Ruby, I wanted to ask if you could share some words of wisdom for that woman that is battling her silver hair, trying to debate whether or not I should embrace it or I should keep going to the salon every 12, 6, 8, 3 weeks. What would you say to that person?
I think she grows.
It's all good. Hey Ruby, did you hear
Hi.
did you hear the question?
No, what is the question?
So I was asking if you could share some words of wisdom to the woman that is battling with embracing their silver hair and
Oh.
trying to decide if they should go to the salon every 12, 6, 8, 3 weeks. What would you say to that woman?
I would tell that woman to go ahead and just let it go. And the reason why I say it because it is a battle, especially when you start seeing it right there and that color doesn't match. It's a battle, so it's time to let it go. And not only that, now I think that the silver hair is actually being accepted now. With everything. So I would say go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and embrace it. I love that. And
Yeah.
what she said right there, she's talking right on that
Yeah.
hairline. What's right in your
Woo.
face.
Yeah, it's right there in your face. And now because I was like, now it was like on the side, because I got a cousin that's like on the side, I probably could have got away with it because you can party and everything, but when it's there, you can't hide that.
It's right in the center. It's like, listen, hey,
Yeah.
we here, okay?
Yeah.
Embrace it is
Yeah.
Ruby's advice. And Kim, I need to ask you for your words of wisdom for the woman who is in corporate setting, got some grown kids, but is wanting to get their hair their favorite color.
Be you. Don't let anyone else tell you that you can't. Be yourself. Do what makes you happy.
Right.
That's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Do it.
And the care. Be
I
ready
mean,
for that
oh,
care.
maintain. Listen, just do your research before you color. I did. Do your research. Do your research. Do your research, and then be prepared to work a lot.
The real side, okay? We're not just it's beautiful, yes, but it's also the work
It's a lot
too.
of work and a lot
Yeah.
of things. Yeah,
But it's fun.
Oh.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you sharing your words of wisdom. And I'm sure that sharing your experience has helped somebody in their lock journey. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for inviting us.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. So, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Digital Loctician podcast. We had to change the name from Trusted Process. It's all good. I did want to let you all know that this podcast has been sponsored by Crown Elements, which is a hair care line specifically formulated for locks. If you're looking for some products that are botanically based, that are going to help you avoid buildup and keep your locks nourished and keep your scalp healthy, head over to crownelements.com and enter the code DLP at checkout for a little something special from your digital loctician. All right. And I hope to see you next week for another episode. Thursday, we are live on YouTube at 8 p.m. with the Digital Loctician podcast. Peace, love, and good vibes.